Hello, everybody. Welcome to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. I'm Sandy, and this is Anna, and this is our midweek reset. And boy, something has been going on. It's like full moon energy. I feel like there's just been a lot of things to manage and juggle and balance, per usual, but especially this week, there's been a lot of high emotions. Around me anyway. I don't know if you're feeling the same. So I am just so grateful for this practice of yoga that we do every week to calm our central nervous system, to realign with what our greater purpose is, set our intention for the rest of the week. And I wanted to do a quick announcement that my intention is to have more people come down and dance with me. So this weekend we have DJ Saucy Lady with her husband Yuki, and they are just so fun and adorable. And I hope that you guys consider coming from 12, or like we like to say, high noon, until 3 p.m. They're going to be having our musical offering, which will be so fun. So please come down. And then this Friday we have our integrated recovery practices group, and we have our new member, Christina, coming to do a Qigong sound healing. So it's going to be a bit of breath work, a bit of singing bowls. I have been to her now 3 times when I had the incident with the piano bench, and my foot was sore and blue, and she just did some real magical stuff. Like, you gotta try it to really fully understand the power of these vibrations that you get from the gong and from the healing singing bowls. Like, it's on a cellular level that you can feel the kind of things just shift and move, and again, like, you're your greatest healer, right? Your own inner wisdom is going to help to also heal you. So these modalities help you tap in to the inner wisdom that you already have. So Christina, thank you so much for the offering that you will be having. And Matt is also doing the midweek vibe check every Wednesday. Arrive between 7 and 7:30, and his session will be down here at the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers, and it is a nice introduction to sound healing and breathwork as well. So that will be a $10 donation for members and $20 for non-members. Friday is completely a support group that we offer for free with the money that we are getting from our membership. So thank you again to everybody who has signed up to become a member. We are growing, and it's awesome because I want to, really provide more offerings where it's not necessarily about money. It's just about coming and trying new things, and then you can decide if you want to become a member once you see what we're all about, right? So Friday night is a great time to come in and tap in, and then Saturday too, open to the public. You can bring kids. My husband and I, he's the co-founder, we wanted to keep our passion for vinyl records alive. So teaching the kids how to DJ, how to share our love for music is also a huge pillar of our mission. So thank you, Anna, for being here today. That's all my morning announcements, or it's afternoon announcements. But I did a really intense power yoga class yesterday that was almost all plank and push-ups, and my upper body and my back are on fire.
Did Moira lead that?
No, I was actually in Dorchester with this lady Noreen, and it was a really interesting class because the heat had broke. So I'm so used to doing hot yoga here at Open Doors Yoga Studios, which I just have grown to love because especially in the winter, it just, you loosen up, so it was freezing. So it was very challenging to be cold and to do these very I want to call it militant yoga. It was really intense. But this is her style, and I'm really trying to go around to different studios and see what makes people tick. And so I was invited by a friend, and he loves getting his butt kicked, apparently. And I was like, all right, so I got my butt kicked yesterday also. So I'm excited for today's more kind of stretching me back out and realigning me, because I'm going to be in yoga school all night too, doing more sun salutation. So yoga. Can't get enough.
So I've been telling my students, because I teach chair yoga a lot and I teach gentle practices, but I tell my students that it's as gentle or as strong or challenging as you make it, really. Because even if you're coming to a gentle practice, there are things that you can do to make it a stronger practice. And that's why I always give, I have different levels that come to my class, and I give options. There's always options to modify your practice or take it to the next level. It's really what you're feeling, because I think that sometimes gentle yoga can get that bad rap, oh, it's too easy, same with chair. But it's as you make it challenging or as gentle. So it's really up to you.
I love that about yoga. I love it when teachers are reminding us to really honor where we are at that moment on the mat that day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we are dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
We are changing every single moment with every single breath that we take, right? So this is why I love yoga, because I'm a person that's like trying to go with the flow. And yoga really, I think, promotes honoring, listening to what you need when you are here now and you're still and you listen.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
To your inner wisdom. Did you want to do a little plug about the book club? Is that why you have a book today?
Well, yeah.
It's not too late to join the book club.
So we do have a book club. This is the Yamas and Niyamas by Deborah Adele, and this is the book that we're reading right now for the book club. I think we are meeting on the 10th on a Sunday at 4:30.
It's a Saturday,
Oh, it's a
February
Saturday?
10th at
Okay.
4:30. Yeah.
All right, I gotta go back to my calendar because I think I had put a Sunday originally. All right, so Saturday at 4:30, and come as you are. We come in circle and we talk about the book, practices, how we can apply these ethical practices to our own lives, and with real scenarios of our own lives, and really applying these wonderful practices of the yamas and the niyamas. So if you're wondering what that is, come down, join the book club. But yoga is an eightfold path, and these are two paths of the eightfold path that actually have 5 tenets each. So it's pretty deep.
So what's the first tenet that we're studying right now?
Ahimsa. So we're studying ahimsa, which is something that I'm also going to touch into in the book today, because the practice of ahimsa is nonviolence and non-harm in all aspects of our life and others, and it's a practice of compassion towards ourselves and towards others. So, in the traditional, or however we are used to thinking of nonviolence, in the extreme of violence that we are familiar with, there are subtle things that we can do to ourselves that harm us. Maybe, we're in a harmful pattern. Maybe it doesn't seem harmful right now or something, but in the long run it can be. So just kind of like taking a look at your life, kind of stepping back, taking a look at your life and seeing, where you can make adjustments once you learn about these practices, what the meaning is, what it means, and how it can become meaningful in your daily life and your own practice. Whether you're a yogi or not, these are awesome best practices to root into, to hold on to. It's what has transformed my life, and I'm sure you have definitely experienced some
I've been applying it to many scenarios in my life. And
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned you don't have to be a yogi to appreciate the wanting to step back and really kind of harness the idea that we are paying attention, and our energy is almost like a currency, right? And has an effect on us and everybody around us, right?
Yeah, that even if you're not a yogi, you can learn to become more aware of how you are leading your life. Asana, or postures, or this practice, this mid-week reset, is really just one path of the Eightfold Path. So
it's like choose your own adventure over here at People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love it. It reminds me of those books. I love those books when I was a kid.
Yeah, I did too.
But that's what life is, right? Like every minute, every thought, everything you speak is a chance to make a change, or to cause harm, or to, cause something amazing happen. So we write the script. That's what we keep saying here. Words cast spells. We write the script. We're going to just keep trying to be happy, free, and get it together.
And we get it. Life isn't always bubbly and fluffy and great. We go through our ups and downs, and these are practices that are here to support us. Whether we're up here, down here, feeling you got to peel me off the floor.
You can come here with all the feels.
Yes.
Right? That's the biggest thing. Judge-free zone, come as you are. That's why we say that.
So, I will share that I feel that this, this group, this place, is a sanctuary for me. I definitely seek it when I'm feeling rattled or I feel I need support. You know, this place can be empty and I'm here, and because it has such an amazing vibe, talk about frequencies and keeping our vibrations high, these are the practices all around: music, breath work, you know, mindfulness, you know, movement, all of those practices, even creative practices that we bring in for our groups, you know, art, things like that. But anyway, all of that really supports our lives, you know, because I come here sometimes feeling not myself, or you know, my world is rattled out there, and I come here and I come here and seek peace. Peace for my heart, and this is what this space provides. And I hope that those of you that are watching feel the same thing. You know, we want you to feel supported through these practices, through the people here. You know, it's a non-judgment. We don't judge. We know everyone is going through their own stuff, is going through their own journey, and our mission is to really help provide the support and provide the love and a place where you can feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So that's huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love you. Oh my God, I love that you like get it. Anna gets it. She gets me. I am going to take my place on the mat and we'll get into some yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Anna. And yeah, you guys, pcsam.org is our website. Sign up for the newsletter so you can stay in touch and in tune with all of our events and teachings and all the fun stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll also, you know, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram,
Yes.
and
YouTube.
Yes, find us on YouTube. So these get streamed on YouTube. So another perk for our members and, you know, and non-members to come in is this gets recorded, and so if you miss it and you want to join in and move your body, you can find the recording on YouTube, which is awesome. So I'm getting a little warm now, so I'm just gonna peel off a layer. And what I wanted to touch on today for our practice, I always like to give a little, you know, a little food to chew on, a little something to chew on for our minds to think about, in addition to the intentions that we bring into our practice, is a little bit of this ahimsa, you know, self-love, peace in our hearts, finding peace for ourselves, being mindful of bringing non-harm to ourselves, to others. But I wanted to tap into what we can think about when we think of ahimsa. So what I love about this book is that, you know, it gives real life examples, and it's really easy to read, really easy to read, and it's small, so worth definitely checking it out, even if you don't join the club. So I read something here today that I think that resonates with many of us. So through our daily lives and the daily things that we do. So before I dive in, you know, let's take a seat wherever you are, whether you're seated in a chair or on a mat, and begin to settle your body in through your breath, in and out the nose. And I invite you to soften your gaze or close your eyes, placing your hands on your lap or wherever you feel comfortable as I share these words. As we move through our daily lives, we encounter challenges, and as we move through these challenges, you know, positive challenges, challenges that test us sometimes, we grow. We grow our capacity. We grow our capacity to be nonviolent by learning how to move through everyday challenges of life and by addressing the things that precipitate our tendencies towards violence. Ahimsa, or nonviolence, literally to do no harm, calls forth from us our most brilliant and best self. Our capacity to be nonviolent depends on our proactive practice of courage, balance, love of self, and compassion for others, which I think is really, really beautiful because it aligns with our values, our core values here. What are your core values? And we can really tap into what is important to us and the lessons that we can learn through being courageous and being compassionate and practicing that, because sometimes it takes practice to practice compassion. It takes practice to practice self-love. It takes practice to find self-care practices. So, and coming from a place where I used to not self-care, or I thought I was self-caring by having my glass of wine at the end of the week after a long week, eating a big meal. Those are my self-care practices, which weren't healthy for me. And I had to really realize, wow, I became uncomfortable in my body. I became, uncomfortable in many, many aspects of my life. And these words really help you take a step back to see where you can apply these beautiful practices. Compassion, courage, and all of that takes courage. So find the support, come here, come practice with us, and we'll begin our practice now. So as we settle into our breath, hands can gently lie on our lap or wherever your hands are comfortable. Allowing those words to float through our mind. You can envision the words courage, balance, self-love, and compassion to flow in and out just like your breath. Maybe as you breathe in, absorbing the meaning of those words. As you exhale, releasing what isn't serving you anymore. The intentions of releasing patterns that are not in your best, to bring out your best self. And breathing in new patterns, new practices to let the luminous you shine through. We are all lights, and sometimes the choices that we make dim our light. And when we begin to learn new things or put the practice of courage and self-love, self-care, and mindful practices, our life can transform. Inviting you to set an intention for your practice this afternoon. Maybe bringing your hands in Anjula Mudra at the heart center. Inviting you to take a deep breath in with me. And exhale. And inviting you to swallow at the back of our throats. When you're ready, fluttering your eyes open. Namaste, everyone, and welcome to this week's midweek reset. All right, so let's stand up and begin standing. So we can always ground in by obviously sitting down. But another way to ground is also feeling and drawing that energy through your feet. In mountain pose, we can begin to feel the weight shift through our feet. As we breathe in, we can draw that breath in all the way down to the soles of the feet, rooting us in. And gently toning the legs, pulling the navel in, lifting through the crown to lengthen the spine. Hands by your side. Wrists reach down towards the earth, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. As you breathe in, rooting in. As you exhale out, releasing what isn't serving you. So in mountain pose, just as a mountain is strong and immovable, you are strong in this posture. Sometimes I even do this when I'm waiting in line. On the next breath, let's inhale the arms up and reach up. And on the exhale, we're going to gently flip the palms and float the arms back down. So feel the strength through the fingertips, through the feet. Inhale, extend the arms up. Drawing that beautiful energy in, and exhale, flip the palms. Shoulders draw down, coming back to your mountain. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend the knees, and then a gentle glide down as we take a forward fold. Allow the weight of the body to gently draw you down. Now, if there's any sinus issues, lift the body up because the inversions will put pressure on the sinuses and it'll feel uncomfortable. Otherwise, a nice little angle. And letting the arms and the shoulders loose. Release the neck and the shoulders. On the inhale, feel the energy ground through the feet, gently rolling back up slowly. Head comes up last, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend the knees, a gentle swan dive down, forward fold. Thank you. Gently rolling back up. Soft bend in the knees as we roll all the way back up. Head comes up last. Once again, inhaling up. Exhaling, slow forward fold. Notice how much more comfortable you feel in that forward fold now. And then bend one knee after the other. Slow roll up. Inhale. Gently rolling up. Mountain pose. All right. Let's place our hands on our hips. A little dance of hip circles. And opposite direction. Hands slide down, knee circles. So this is also exercising the ankles. And take it in the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, sliding the hands down, come back to a forward fold. Gentle roll up. Coming back to mountain. Inhale, arms come up. Press the palms together. Inhale, lengthen, and a gentle arch over to the left. Inhale, center. Take an exhale and another deep breath in to lengthen and arch over to the right. So just gentle, not needing to press too much, coming back to center and flip the palms, bend the knees, forward fold. I'm not getting into any back bending just yet. Gently roll. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive down. And gentle roll up. Beautiful. Arms come back up. Take an elbow bind over the head and a gentle wiggle side to side. So you can just reach your forearms or if you can access your elbows. So wiggling the rib cage and then releasing and floating the arms down, reaching back, interlacing the fingers, and gently reaching those wrists down towards the earth, opening the heart space, tone through the legs. So as we begin to bring awareness to other parts of the body, then we lose awareness to other parts of the body. So as a reminder, toning the legs, because as we draw those shoulders back, sometimes the legs untone. So taking the tone back into the legs, and then maybe taking the gaze up to the sky. From here, bend the knees, a gentle forward fold. Arms can come off the back if that feels good to you or is in your practice. Using your breath in and out to gently relax the body. Press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way back up, pulling the navel in, using your core. Shoulders draw back and down. Take the gaze up to the sky. Release the bind. Arms come back up. And gently float the eyes down. All right, so I'm going to come to the top of the mat here. Now, remember, you can use any props to support your practice. Pillows, bolsters, blocks, straps, anything that you need. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, lengthen through the crown. Shoulders back, pull the navel in, hollow that center body, and then gently forward fold, plant the palms next to the feet. Step back with both feet and bring the knees down. So bring the wrist underneath the shoulders, and the knees are underneath the hips, so the hips are stacking right over the knees, and we're going to shift the hips side to side. And then flow the hips in a circle around, just flowing with your breath. Inhaling as you begin your circle, exhaling as you finish your circle. So notice the breath will guide your movement. The slower the breath, the slower you move, and take it in the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, coming back to center, let's warm up the spine. Allow the belly to drop towards the mat. Tilt the tail up. Extend the spine and take the gaze up towards the sky. On the exhale, rounding in or flexing the spine, tucking the tail, chin moves towards the chest, pressing the mat away. Inhale, drop the belly, take the gaze up, tilt the tail. Exhale, round in, chin moves towards the chest. Let's continue syncing the breath with our movement. Inhaling as you extend, exhaling as you round in. And then from here, coming back to center, shifting those hips left and right. Bring the hips back, walk the hands back. Inhale, hips are going to rise. Come back up. Palms touch. Float the arms down. Inhale that right arm up and over. Extend that left wrist towards the earth. And inhale, switch sides. Exhaling as you extend to the right side. Inhale, right arm comes over. And you exhale and then inhale, switch sides. Float that left arm down, hips come back to the heels. And then from here, let's take the hands back to our tabletop position. All right, curl the toes under, shift the hips back for a little foot stretch there. Our feet need some love too. And center. Turn the hands around for a stretch of those forearms. So if that's uncomfortable, just as comfortable as it is for you to take those hands and switch them around, gently shift the hips back. Gentle, gentle, slowly, slowly. Just to notice where you feel the stretch and where you want to stop. Like, oh, that's good, I'm good right there. Come back to center, flip those hands around, take the hips back. Inhale the arms up without lifting the hips, and then from here, palms out, palms forward. Extend the fingers and then take them into a fist, extend and fist, exercising the hands and the fingers, and then gently, slowly rotate, rotate, rotate in a gentle fist and release. All right, so I'm going to gently come into a down dog and walk my feet to meet my hands coming to a forward fold, and I'm going to turn around. So forward fold here. Gentle half lift. Exhale, forward fold again. All right, so let's walk to the top of the mat. If you're not there already, I'm going to turn around. Inhale, hands on the shins, and root to rise. Come all the way up, palms touch, and palms come apart. Let's do that again. Inhale, palms rise, reach back, press the hips forward, flip the palms, swan dive down. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant those palms, step back with both feet, bring the knees down. All right, so let's take a little shoulder stretch here. On the inhale, we're going to raise that right arm up to the sky, and we're going to flow it through 3 times, and on the 3rd time, we'll take the shoulder down. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, flow it through. And one more, reach up, and then exhale, flow it through, drop that shoulder, right temple, extend that left arm forward, and gently settle into the stretch there. So notice micro adjustments. When I say micro movements or adjustments, are little shifts in the body where you can feel the stretch change. So if I shift my hips back, the stretch changes, noticing where you notice that in the shoulder, or if I lean to the right a little bit, I can feel the stretch in my left armpit even. All right, so option here to stay right where you are, or you can lift that left arm up and take a bind and flip the palm and bring that arm behind you, or to the hollow of your back. So it's opening up the front of the left shoulder. Settle here if you've taken the bind. And then we're going to release the bind. And we'll have an option here to come into a balancing pose. So the option here is to extend that left arm and stay right where you came into that shoulder stretch originally, right? If you're going to take the balancing pose, take that left hand and place that palm in front of your face. And then you're going to shift the weight slightly to the right as you lift that left leg up to the sky. Option here to twirl the ankle, flex and point. You want to feel that. And then you can bend that knee, open up the hip. Extend that leg long again, and then gently bring it back to its original position. All right, we're going to gently lift here. So slide that left arm back to support your lift, And that left palm's gonna ground. You're gonna inhale, lift. Right arm's gonna lift up to the sky, and then bring it back to your tabletop. Reposition yourself, realign. We always shift our alignment in our movement. And then we're gonna do the left side. Inhale, left arm flows up. Exhale, weave it through. 2 more. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, weave it through. 1 more. Exhale, weave it through, and then that left shoulder's going to come down, left temple comes down. You're going to walk that right hand forward and gently shift the hips back. Nice deep breaths here. Just to settle into the stretch. Feel the belly fill as you take those deep breaths in. Relaxing the body into the stretch. So now that we've settled into this part of the stretch, we can decide whether we want to take a bind. So lifting that right arm, flipping the palm, and bringing that arm behind you, either to the hollow of your back, or you can take a bind. And that's opening that right front of the right shoulder. Nice deep breaths here, settling in. 1 more breath, and then we can release the bind. If we want to, bring that arm back in front of you, and then option here to bring that right palm in front of your face to ground in so that you can gently lift that right leg and come into a balancing position. Now notice if you're flailing your elbow out, bring it towards the body so you create more stability. You can lift the leg as high or as low as it feels comfortable for you. You can flex, point and rotate, you can bend the knee. All up to you and what you want to feel or what you want to bring into the body. You can also bend the knee, flex the foot, and just gently open up the hip. And then let's extend that leg long and bring it back. Settle into repositioning, and if you lengthen that right arm, walk it back, gently lift back up, extend that left arm long up to the sky, and bring it back down to your tabletop. All right, circles with the hips. Come to center. Inhale that right leg long, flex the feet. Flex the foot, point the toes down. Press through the heel. Bend the knee, open up to the right side. So you stack that right hip over the left. And then square the hips back to the mat. Extend that leg long. Extend that left arm long. Pull the navel in. Use your breath, gazing at the top of the mat. On the next breath, left arm comes back. Bend the knee. And then let's take that knee over to that right elbow. And then extend long. Bend the knee. Draw that knee towards that left elbow. And extend long. And then bend the knee again and round in. Knee comes to center chest. And extend long. And then bring that leg back. Shift the hips back and forth. All right. Left leg extends. So option here, remember, you can keep that leg high, or if you're comfortable bringing it down and grounding the foot, grounding the toes, that's okay too. Lift that back leg. So we're lifting here. Bend the knee. flex the foot, stack the hips. So opening up to the left side. Your gaze can go to the left or you can continue to gaze downward. All depends on your shoulders and your neck and how that feels. Then bring everything back to center. Square the hips to the mat. Extend that leg long. Point the toes down. Press through that left hand and extend that right arm. Reach in opposite directions. Pull the navel in. Nice deep breath in and then bring that hand back. Bend the knee, flex the foot, and then gently left knee to left elbow. Extend. Bend the knee again. Knee towards right elbow. Extend. Bend the knee again and bring it to the center. Knee towards the chest, rounding. And extend. Toes point down and bring it back to your table. Shift back and forth. Come back to center. Curl the toes under. Lift to your downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Lift the heels high. Bend the knees deep. Take a hover. Gazing between the hands or the top of the mat. And gently press back to downward facing dog. Lift the heels and walk the feet to meet the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, roll up. Relaxing the shoulders. Gently come all the way up. Head comes up last. Tone the legs. Inhale, arms come up. Palms touch, reach back. Exhale, swan dive down for your forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant those palms. Step back with both feet and plank. Now lower the knees. For a modified plank, so you can either stay right here, pull the navel in, or stay in plank. Let's drop that right knee, pivot the heels to the right side, open up to the left side, left arms and lift. So a little supported side plank. So if you want to take your side plank, you can scissor the legs and lift that knee, that right knee, or keep it down to support your side plank, or you can lift, flex the hips, and then gently lower down, come back to your mat, lift the knees, drop that left knee, pivot the heels to the left side, open up to the left side. Option here to lift that right leg, press through that left palm, or you can take full side plank, scissoring the legs, lifting the hips high, or keep that knee down. Then gently come back to your table, curl the toes under, shift to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high, bend the knee, bring all the way through, step forward, windmill the arms, warrior two. Align that front heel with the instep or heel of that back foot, and then let's reach back for a reverse warrior. Nice deep breath in, come back to your warrior two, and then let's take that side angle. Bend that right elbow, forearm on the right thigh. Inhale, come back to your warrior two, reach back. And again, come back to your warrior two and flow to your side angle. So anchor in through that front big toe, come back to your warrior two, windmill those arms down. Front foot meets the back foot. Lower the knees, come down to your belly. Hands underneath the shoulders. All 10 toes press into the mat.
Inhale, lift the heart for a baby cobra. Tuck the elbows, press through the toes, and lower down. Inhale, shift the heart forward, lift me up to your up dog, and thrust to your down dog. All right, so I'm going to shift my stance so that I'm facing the camera. We're going to do the left side. Inhale, left leg high. Bend the knee, bring it all the way through. Whoop. I just lost my balance, and that's all good. I'm like totally moving, so that just happened. So anchor in, remember. So I didn't anchor in, and I lost my balance, and I tilted to one side. That was because moving quickly. So I moved to one side, anchor in, windmill the arms up to your warrior two. Align that front heel with the back instep. And that's what I tell my students too, is that I'm just like you. All right, reach back for your reverse warrior. Exhale, come back to your warrior two. Let's shift to side angle. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Come back to your warrior two. And side angle. So what I always tell my students too is that if you wobble out, just get back in. It's just practice, and this is how we learn, right? No difference between you and me. All right, so from here, let's windmill the arms down. Front foot steps back, and drop the knees down. And come into a wide-legged child's pose. Knees are going to come to the width of the mat, toes are going to touch, and you're going to shift back. Extend the arms forward and lower your head up. Let's walk the hands over to the right side. That's the beauty of these live recordings, is that you get to see it live, bloopers and all. Walk all the way to center and then walk all the way over to the left side. Ground that right hip towards the right heel. And then walk back to center. Take a little bow. Walk the hands back towards your knees. Shift the hips to one side. And then swing your legs around, and I'm going to reshift. So bottom comes to the center of the mat, and now let's come to our backs. Bring the knees into chest. Squeeze in. Tuck the chin, shoulders back. Release, arms by your side. Lift the legs. Feet towards the sky. And then bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. Take the feet to the width of the mat and windshield wiper. And you can take your arms to a T, shoulder height. Shift the knees back and forth. And then take them all the way over to the right side. So option to stay right here or take that right heel to the top of the left thigh, flexing the foot. And then take your gaze over to the left side. Nice deep breaths. Come back to center. Release the bind. Feet to the width of the mat and windshield wiper once again, side to side. And then take the knees over to the left side. Maybe that left ankle to the top of the right. And take your gaze over to the right last breath here, and then release that ankle and bring the knees back to center. And take the feet up to the sky. Maybe if you have a block, you can rest your hips on the block and take the legs up. So one option on how you can take the legs up to the sky. And you can bring your arms into cactus arms, or take them down by your side. Tuck the shoulders underneath the body. You can do that too. You can point and flex and wiggle the ankles, rotate the ankles. Using your breath. I'm going to gently lift my hips up and drop the hips down as I remove that block. Bring the feet to the mat and gentle hip rotations forward and back. So we're going to rotate the hips forward and then exhale, rotate them back, creating that arch in the spine. Inhale, tilt the hips forward. Exhale, tilt them back. So option here to place your arms however you feel comfortable. You can take an elbow to elbow bind. You can take the arms into cactus arms or extend them as we rotate the hips back and rotate the hips forward. And then let's bring the knees to the chest and we'll squeeze in. Find your knees on your hands onto your knees and gently draw those knees towards the armpits. And you can flex the feet here. Option here to find your happy baby and reach for the outsides of the feet. I'm not going to do that just now, but that's an option. And then hands to the knees, rotate the knees. Massaging the lower back. And then take them in the opposite direction. Bring them back to center. And then gently bring those feet back down to the mat. Let's take that right ankle to the left thigh. Flex the foot. Weave the hands through the legs. Interlace the fingers underneath that left thigh. Flex both feet. Supine pigeon as we gently pull that left thigh towards us. Tuck the chin. Right elbow can gently press on that right inner thigh to help release the right hip. Nice deep breath. Shoulders draw back. Pull a little bit more, nice and gentle, compassionately with the sensations you may feel. One more breath. And gently release. Release the bind, ankle, foot come back down to mat. And then you can gently windshield wiper back and forth. Just release the hips. And then come back to center. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. Weave the hands through the legs. Interlace the fingers underneath that right thigh. Flex both feet. Tuck the chin. And then pull that thigh towards you. A gentle press of that left elbow into the inner left thigh to take you a little deeper. Draw those shoulders back. Feel the release of the tension. And if it feels good to shift a little bit in the position, go head. Maybe shifting the hips back and forth. Last breath here and release. Float that right foot back to the mat. Left foot comes back to the mat. Extend the legs, extend the arms over the head, full body stretch. Reach, 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 reach in opposite directions. Point the toes if that feels good. Pull the navel in and stretch in opposite directions. And then reach for both knees once again. A little tight ball as you tuck the chin, draw the elbows away. So give yourself a little throat lock here as you tuck the chin, stimulate the throat chakra. And then release, full body stretch. Reach for that right knee. Bring that knee to chest. Squeeze in, elbows in. Flex both feet. And then bring that knee across the body to the left side. Extend that right arm out and take the gaze over to the right side. Come back to center. Squeeze that knee back into chest. Full body stretch, arms over the head. Legs extend, arms extend. Reach for that left knee. Squeeze in. Flex both feet. And then that knee will come across the body to the right side. Extend that left arm long. And then gently take the gaze to the left side. Last breath here. And come back to center. Squeeze that knee in. Flex the feet. Extend the legs. Arms over the head. Full body stretch again. And then float the arms by your side. Any last minute movements that you would like to make. You can do that here. You can take the arms by your sides, or you can cactus your arms. You can take your legs into a butterfly. Any way you feel comfortable for you to settle into your body, allowing us to absorb all of the benefits of this practice in our Shavasana. Extend my legs, allow the toes to fall open, palms can face up to expand the heart space, and even tuck the shoulders underneath the body to expand more of that heart space. Letting the breath settle in and out the nose. Maybe revisiting your intention for the practice of a ahimsa. Let's gently bring back awareness by wiggling the toes and the fingers. Rolling over to your right side, maybe cradling your head, bending the knees. And then gently pressing back up to seated. Meeting me back in seated position, eyes closed, hands at the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Nice deep breaths in and out. To seal our class together today, join me in bringing our prayer hands up to our third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts,
our lips to speak kind words, and back down to our hearts as a reminder to live life fully with love, joy, inner strength, courage, and lots of grace. May our thoughts, words, and actions always be heart-led and divinely guided. From my heart to yours and PCSNM Church.